Hey! Hey! Love you guys. Hey! Last week. Anybody remember what we talked about last week? Wasn't here? Not quite. Very close. We're talking about how Jesus, very good, how obeying Jesus isn't just spiritual, it's smart, right? Right? We talked a lot about how God loves you and he wants what's best for you. Like he's not some guy up there who's like, I don't want you to have any fun. Just killjoy. No. That's way too much fun. Get back down to where you were. I want you all just like, I'm a Christian and I'm happy. No. God wants you to have fun. He knows the best way to enjoy all of his creation. He's like the ultimate tour guide, all right? Now I have a friend. He used to be a junior high. I knew him way back when. And he ended up, when he grew up and became like 19, by the way, that's not grown up. The adults are like grown up at 19, really? He went and moved to Los Angeles, and he had always loved Disney stuff and animation, and he became a VIP tour guide at Disneyland. He knew all the stuff. People would pay to go to Disneyland and then pay again up to $80 an hour for him to walk around the park with them. That didn't get them front of the line passes. It was just a tour guide. Right? And he knew the park. Well, what's really cool is I knew him, and I just said, hey, my family's coming to Disneyland. Can you hang out with us? He's like, sure. So we didn't have to pay, but we got the tour guide. And he would go around and he would tell us, hey, the best time to get in line for this ride is at this time, because everybody, when they enter the park, everybody always goes into the park and goes right, because that's where Tomorrowland is. He says, if you go in the park when you first go in and go left, there's no lines. Nice little tip, right? All right, just little stuff like that. He tells us, here's this, here's that, that's over here. Like the Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney statue, or Walt Disney shaking hand with Mickey right there in the center. That's a life size of Walt Disney, except that Walt Disney was only like 5'10", and he wished he could have been 6 foot tall. So when they made that statue of him, they made the statue 6 foot tall. All right. So did you know that when you ever been on the Mark Twain, right? The white paddle boat that goes around the island and stuff like that. Do you know you can go up in the wheelhouse where they steer it and blow the horn? No. I didn't know that until he's all, yeah, all you got to do is when you get in line, just ask. The first person to ask, they get to do that. So Josh and Gabe, when they were like 4 years old or however old they were, they're all, boop, boop, they're blowing the horn up there. All this stuff that I didn't know. But we had a tour guide, all right? Now, God is like the ultimate tour guide for life. And he wrote out our basic manual, our instruction, right? Basic instructions before leaving Earth. B-I-B-L-E. Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth, right? If you want to know how best to operate your car, isn't it good to look at the owner's manual? That, the person who did it, the creator is going to know how to enjoy its creation. All right? And that applies to everything across the board, including sex. Sex, right? Okay, all together. We're going to get this out of the way. All together. You are all going to shout the word sex on the count of 3. Yes. We're going to get this out of the way right here, right now. Ready? As loud as you can. 1, 2, 3. Yes, today we're talking about sex. Who invented sex? Everybody got a secret for you. Shh. Shh. God invented sex. Yes, he did. All right, God invented sex. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about this tonight. We're going to talk a lot about this tonight. It might be a little uncomfortable, might be a little awkward, but I guarantee there's nothing I'm going to say to you that you haven't heard already. All right? I'm not naive. I know you've heard all about this. I know it's talked about all the time. I know it surrounds you everywhere you go. In culture, in media, it surrounds you. But I want to tell you this secret, okay, guys? Shh. Most of what's been told to you about sex is a lie. Most of what you have heard about sex is a lie. I'm going to tell you that tonight. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Who wants to know the truth? Who wants to live naive and just accept the lie? Anybody want to just accept the lie? Yeah. All right, so first thing, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. First thing, sex is good. All right, I'm going to let you in a little secret. Shh, I have sex. A lot. All right? Now you guys are like, I don't want to think about that. I know you don't. But there's a reason why I'm telling you this. There's a reason why I'm telling you this, okay? Because you need to hear the truth. As a married couple, my wife and I, we have sex a lot, like 4 or 5 times a week, sometimes more than once a day. Everybody's like, no, sex is only for young people. I don't want to picture that. Listen to me. Yeah, high fives, right? High fives, yeah. Jennifer's turning red back there. Okay. Shh. If I keep having to shushing everybody, it's going to take a long time to get through this, okay? Listen up. That may come as a surprise to you because pop culture has told you that married people don't have sex anymore. Marriage is where sex goes to die, right? Popular culture tells you your sexual peak is when you're young and single and free before you get that ball and chain strapped around your ankle and then you're stuck in monotony with the same person for the rest of your life. That's what culture wants to tell you, and I'm going to tell you that is the first lie about sex. That married monogamous sex is infrequent and boring. That is a lie. That's a lie. I'm telling you that right now, okay? Yeah, you want to go back to the last slide? Yeah, I bet you do. Listen up. He wants to take a picture of the last slide. Shh. Listen up. Shh. Every night I get to sleep next to the love of my life. And she is wonderful, and she's beautiful, and she's soft. Anyway. God designed, listen up. God designed sex to be wonderful with your spouse in a committed marriage relationship. It is supposed to be good. That's the way he designed it. In fact, Ephesians 5:31 says this, therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Listen up. Shh. The two shall become one. One person, not one with this person and one with that person and one with that person and one with that person and break together and break up and together and break up and together. No, one. The two shall become one. You know, there's a whole book of the Bible that's devoted to giving advice for married couples and sex. It's called the Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon, right there in the middle of the Bible. It's actually fairly graphic and talking about body parts and positions and all kinds of stuff that married couples can enjoy in sex. Everybody's like, I'm going to read my Bible tonight. Listen up. Shh. I tell you that because I want you to know God is not ashamed of sex. He created it. All right? So that leads us to the second lie about sex, and that is, second lie about sex, Nikki, scripture, there we go. Sex is only a physical act. That is a lie. Sex is not only a physical act. Yes, listen up. It is partly physical, but what nobody has told you, boys, what nobody has told you is that sex is mostly emotional and spiritual. It is mostly emotional and spiritual. That means that the physical act of humping and thrusting, it pales in comparison to the emotional and spiritual connection you get when you are making love to your soulmate who is committed to you for the rest of your life. Listen up. I want you guys to understand this. Sex is not just banging, screwing, humping, boning, Wait. Did that shock you? Did that almost shock you? Listen up. Shh. If that would have shocked you if I said it, it should shock you when your friends say it. It should really shock you when you say it. Listen up. I want everybody to hear this. Shh. I don't bang my wife. I don't screw my wife. I don't F my wife. I make love to my wife. She makes love to me. If you use those vulgar terms to describe sex, if your friends are using those vulgar terms to describe sex, it shows that they have no idea what they're talking about. And it shows that you have no idea what you're talking about. Listen up. My wife knows that I'm committed to her for the rest of my life. She knows that I made that promise, and we have an emotional and a spiritual connection that already exists. And without that, sex is kind of empty. Just the physical part of sex is going to leave you unsatisfied. If you think it is merely physical, then you're always going to be worried about how you're going to perform. How is she going to perform for me? How is he going to perform when we get together? How am I going to perform? I'm going to put this up on the screen. I want this up on the screen so you see this right now. All right? Sex is not a performance. Modern culture will tell you that sex is all about performance. How well you do, how good you are at it, how good they are. Let's look at a few songs. I happened to be at a place where I was waiting in line. I was waiting in line someplace, and this radio station showed up and put on their music and stuff, and I got to listen to some top 40 songs that I don't normally listen to. So I Shazammed them and looked at the lyrics. These 4 songs played in a row. Literally, bam, 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 bam. Na Na by Trey Songz. You want to hear some lyrics from that? I'm going to give it to you right now. Best time of your life. Oh yeah, you've been through the worst. Let me show you who the best. Does that sound like he thinks that's a performance? I'm going to show you the best. I can perform better than everybody else. How about Good For You by Selena Gomez? Let me show you how proud I am to be yours. Leave this dress a mess on the floor. Trust me, I can take you there. She's saying, I can perform better than anybody else you have. Black Widow by Iggy Azalea. You've never met nobody that'll do you how I do you, that will bring you to your knees. I make you beg for it, plead for it, till you feel like you got to breathe for it, till you do anything and everything for it. I want you to fiend for it, wake and dream for it, till it's got you gasping for air and lean for it. Listen up. Shh. Sound like she's thinking, I can do it better than anybody else? Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. You know how I'm feeling inside. Something about, yeah, there's something about you, boy. She's saying, yeah, you got it. You got it. You can perform better. They think it's all about performance. They want you to think that you got to get good at it. You got to practice. You got to get good at it. And that's a lie. It's a lie because without the emotional and spiritual connection that comes from a committed marital relationship, look at this on the screen. The physical act of sex will always leave you unsatisfied. You want this. You want this. You'll always be looking. You've been told that there is this physical pleasure that's waiting for you, and you keep trying it with this person and trying with that person, trying with this person. You still can't find it. So what do? I got to find somebody better. Got to find somebody thinner or tighter or more muscular or bigger body parts, whatever it is. Shh. You're going to keep trying different things because you're looking for a satisfaction that you'll never find. Because if sex was only physical, then the most satisfied people in the world would be porn stars. Because they're doing it all the time with the most, whatever they do, the surgeries on their bodies to look a certain way, they work out, they do all this stuff to have the perfect bodies, right? To do it the perfect way. They're having sex all the time. They should be the best at it. Are they ever satisfied? Do they ever stick with the same person? They're always going from person to person to person. Relationships are always getting messed up. They're always breaking up. How do I know? I've talked to them. I have been with a film crew to interview porn stars in Vegas. Our church at the time when I was there went there to witness to them and ask them about what they, ask them, witness them, tell them Jesus still loves them. Because does Jesus love porn stars? Yes, he still loves them. He loves everybody. Their sin's not any dirtier than your sin. But we talk to them. They don't enjoy what they do. They're not satisfied in what they do. They're getting paid to do it. God designed sex between a husband and a wife in a committed marital relationship. And it is possible, because God designed it this way, to have a fully satisfying sex life with the same person for the rest of your life. All right? When I married my wife, Jennifer, I was a 23-year-old virgin. She was a 21-year-old virgin. We had never had sex with anybody ever before. In fact, until the pastor at our wedding said, "You may now kiss the bride," we had never kissed. Ever. Not on the cheek, not on the lips, not on her hand. Ever. In fact, you guys want to see Jennifer on a wedding day? Oh, yeah. Look at us together. Next one. There we are. Oh, everybody say, "Aw." You want to see our first kiss? There we go. First kiss right there. We had never kissed before. And then this last one, we're on our way. We're on our way to the reception, and she's just smiling, and I'm just smiling. We're in the back of the car, and it was great. Listen up. We committed our lives together. All of that, that happiness, that joy, that commitment, all of that was before sex. Now, some of you might be saying, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of, like, you don't even buy a car without test driving. Right? How do you know that she's going to be a good kisser? How do you know that she's going to be good in bed? How do you know that he's going to be able to satisfy you? Yeah. Because all of those questions go back to you still thinking that sex is a performance, that it's a physical performance, which it is not. You get the emotional and spiritual connection, and everything else is awesome. Right? Look, sex is meant to be the physical expression of a spiritual connection. When you have that spiritual connection, sex is fulfilling. When you're spiritually connected, sex becomes a wonderful, fulfilling, enjoyable part of marriage. If you're just being physical, you're missing the best part. You're missing the best part. It brings me to the third lie about sex, and that is that sex is about making me feel good. That's a lie. Sex is not about making me feel good. When you're focused on your pleasure, then your partner is just a tool to please you. When you're focusing on your pleasure, your partner is just a tool to please you. Pornography has twisted sex. It's twisted sex from something that was designed to be beautiful and has turned it into something else. Turned it, twisted it, and perverted it into something else. Pornography lies to you about how a man should look. Pornography lies to you about how a woman should look. Pornography lies to you about what you should expect in sex. Young men, pornography is lying to you. It's lying to you about what you should expect from women. It's lying to you about what women must like. All right, there's a reason why in the porn industry, when the man gets off, it's called the money shot, because it's all about the man's pleasure. It's lying to you. It's telling you sex is all about you and getting what you want. It's lying to you. Pornography tells you that women are just sex toys. How selfish is that? Women are far more valuable than just your pleasure. Girls, you are so much more valuable than some boy's pleasure. You are not a sex toy. You deserve to be cared for. You deserve to be cherished. You deserve to be waiting for. You are worth the wait. Don't give up something so valuable for something so empty. You're worth the wait. Because I had never had sex before I was married, my dad had a nice talk with me before my wedding day. He needed to explain a few things. But one of the things that he said, for your wife, the first time's going to be uncomfortable. You can't think just about what you want. You got to care for her. So our first night together, I was constantly, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You want to know something? Almost 18 years later, when we're making love, she's remembering that first night when I was asking her, are you okay? And it turns her on. And now she's turning red again. Listen up. Shh. Listen up. Guys. Shh. I know you guys are going to try this. If you don't have the right understanding of what sex is, even marital sex can be unfulfilling. If you don't grasp this concept that it's about the spiritual and emotional connection before it's about the physical, if you don't grasp this concept that it's about you taking care of the other person instead of looking out for your own pleasure, it'll get lost. Like you even married people will have difficulties in this area if they're not thinking about how they should be treating their spouse. Marriages fall apart all the time because couples don't realize that it's about you serving your spouse, not them serving you. All right? Everybody heard, hey, marriage is 50-50? You meet in the middle, 50-50? A 50-50 marriage will fail. Marriage is 100-100. You put 100% towards being the person you need to be for your spouse. They put 100% towards you. That's a happy marriage. Don't get stuck in a 50-50 marriage. Don't be thinking like, well, it's my turn to be pleased. I pleased you last time. It's my turn to be pleased. My turn to do what I want to do. No. It's about giving to the other person. When you do that, they want to give to you. Then it's marital bliss. It's happiness. If you grasp this concept now at your age, right now, if you can grasp this concept, you guys have an opportunity to enjoy a completely sexually fulfilling life for the rest of your life. Or you can believe the lies and struggle through this time of your life because you're going to be tempted. We can't get around that. Can't avoid that. You're going to be tempted. Right now, there are chemicals just flooding your body that is making you just excited for sex. All of you are getting all these chemicals at this time of your life. They're flooding through your body so that you want this satisfaction now. And there's an entire culture telling you that what you want is out there for you to get. Listen to me. There's an entire culture out there telling you, this is what you want. All you got to do is go out and get it whenever you want. It's right there. But it's a lie. Now, so you're like, okay, Scott, so you're telling me that my friends are lying to me, everybody I know is lying to me, that the culture is lying to me, music is lying to me, movies are lying to me, pornography is lying to me, but you're telling me the truth, Scott? You are the one that's telling me the truth? How do I know? Who should you believe? Well, let's look at this. You ready? All culture out there is saying, here is this amazing physical sexual pleasure that you can go out and get and be satisfied. And everybody who's telling you that none of them are satisfied. They're telling you you can get this, and they don't even have it themselves. They're telling you, I can give it to you. This person can give it to you. And they try, and they don't even get satisfied. I mean, for crying out loud, Brad Pitt had Jennifer Aniston. And neither of them could satisfy each other. I mean, you think about that. You think about perfect people in Hollywood, and they can't, but they're going to tell you, hey, it's right here, it's right here, it's right here. Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it. And they don't even have it. So you got to believe them, or are you going to believe the person who's standing in front of you saying, if you wait and commit to the love of your life, you will be fully, completely sexually satisfied for the rest of your life. And you're hearing that from a person who is fully and completely sexually satisfied. Who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? I'm bringing you what the Bible says about marriage. You're going to trust the creator of sex? You're going to trust the culture? Trust the creator, because culture is going to tempt you. Culture is going to say, it's right here, come and get it. They don't even have it. But you know what? That's not going to stop them from making fun of you for not trying. They're going to be like, what, you're not going to try for this? How stupid are you? And you're like, you don't even have what you're selling? How stupid are you? You can't even get what you're trying to tell me is out there? Who are you going to believe? Let's listen to the Bible. 1 Thessalonians 4, 3 through 5. For this is the will of God, your sanctification, that you abstain from sexual immorality, that each one of you know how to control his own body in holiness and honor, not in the passion of lust like the Gentiles who don't know God. They can't control themselves. They keep going after that and can't find it. They keep going after that, trying this, trying that. They can't control themselves. 1 Corinthians 6:18. Flee from sexual immorality. Next word. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against their own body. Sexual sin can cause so much emotional hurt, and God doesn't want that for you. That's why God says, I've put these parameters on sex. Not to keep the fun from you, but to ensure that you're completely fulfilled the way God designed it to be. All right? Let's be completely honest here. Let's be completely honest. I'm not some muscle-bound stud, and my wife is not a supermodel. That's just honest. But we enjoy, and will enjoy for the rest of our lives, a healthy, fulfilled sexual life. I'm not like some movie star, you know what I mean? It doesn't need that. It's not physical. It's because we are already connected. We are already spiritually and emotionally connected. As I close up, I want to leave you guys with hope. All right? Hope. Our God is a God of grace. Our God is a God of forgiveness. I know there's people out here tonight who have already experimented with sex. I've already crossed that line. God gives grace. He knows the best way, and he wants you to still have the best way, and you still can. You can close the door on your past. You can close the door on mistakes. Maybe you've never made a mistake in this area before. Maybe you started looking a little bit at pornography and seeing what's there and thinking that's the truth. I'm telling you tonight, it's a lie. When you're being tempted to look at pornography, when you're being tempted to sleep with your boyfriend or girlfriend, when you're being tempted, when that temptation is in front of you, remember, that temptation is a lie. It's a lie. Don't fall for it. I want to leave you with hope. It seems like it's a long time to wait. It seems like if I can't do this now, I got to wait however many years you're going to put on there. I got to wait 5 years, 10 years. In the grand scheme of things, the waiting is not what you're going to regret. Because I don't really remember how difficult it was to wait. What I do remember is 18 years with my wife. That's what I remember. That's the hope. That's the hope that God has for you. That's the plan that God has for you. Even if you've stumbled, even if you've crossed the line, even if you've made mistakes, God says you can start again right now. You can say, starting today, I'm going to live my life in this way, the way God showed. I'm going to follow the truth and not the lies anymore. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to close in prayer. And there's going to be some adult leaders that have their little badges on. You can go to these leaders if you want prayer about any struggle that you have in this area. If you want prayer to be released from an addiction of pornography, if you say, I can't stop looking, I can't stop believing the lie, there'll be people here to pray for you on that. If you say, I've crossed the line and I don't know what to do, there'll be somebody to pray for you for that, because God gives grace. You get to start over tonight. Maybe you're someone who says, I haven't crossed the line, I haven't looked at pornography, I haven't done this. How am I gonna last all the way through? By God's strength. To listen to the truth and not believe the lies. So, everybody close your eyes, bow your heads. Lord, I thank you for every person that's in here who needed to hear the truth. I trust that you spoke tonight, Lord. If there's anything that I said that was out of line, Lord, I pray, Lord, you help everybody forget it. So they don't leave with what's out of line, but Lord, they leave with the truth that you have spoken to them in their hearts. Truth of hope, of joy, of fulfillment. Right now, nobody's looking around. Nobody's looking around. I don't ever want to not have this opportunity. If you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, if you don't know that the Bible is there for your benefit, if you've never heard this kind of truth before, you say, I want to know more about this. I want Jesus in my heart. I want to be a new person. I want what God has planned best for me. I want the best life possible that God has planned for me. If you want that, right now, nobody's looking around. Lift up your hand and say, I want Jesus in my heart. I want this peace. I want this fulfillment. I want to be complete. Is there anybody here? I see your hand. I see a hand. Anybody else say, I want to be complete? I see that hand. I see that hand. I see that hand. I see that hand. This could be your day, your opportunity. In the middle of this talk to say, I want to be new and fresh before God. I want to be a new creation. Anybody else? Anybody else? I see that hand. We're all going to pray this together. Everybody out loud, pray this together so that for the sake of those who raise their hands, say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. My sin keeps me from being close to you. I thank you that you died for my sins and you rose again from the grave. And that salvation can be mine. I ask you into my heart. I believe you rose from the dead. And I believe I'll be with you for eternity. Make me a new person. In Jesus' name, amen. Now everybody look around. Don't get up yet. Don't get up yet. We're gonna quietly dismiss everybody out the back doors. All right? This is a prayerful time. This is going to be an opportunity for people to come up and get prayer. If I can get a couple of adults up here as well, so we have some people in the front and some people in the back. But if you don't feel you need prayer in this area, then you can quietly exit and be out there. But if you want prayer, if you want help through this, find any adult that has a tag and come and pray with them. Thank you, everybody.